coach Al from Class 5 built out this backspace. The only downside is there's planes, so 1 second. We're lucky enough to come in and get to play around and set, so that's what we're doing today. Marco and Ollie and Phoebe set up a bunch of climbs that I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna walk you guys through my process when I approach like a new, really hard, kind of complex boulder. These moves are like brand new moves to me, things that I haven't tried in a comp. They're getting pretty theoretical, so shout out to the vision behind all the setting. Figured just have a fun, casual sesh and try some hard boulders. It's been a minute since I've been back here, so I'm excited to pull hard on some crazy climbs.
Yeah, I'm super psyched just to be here, play with some new ideas and moves, and just hopefully share like my intentions with the climbers and guide their experience through the climbs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Marco a lot of questions and we'll just learn, play around with some boulders.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You just have a fun sesh with your friends and push each other to get the most out of your environment.
Talk about what you're learning and what you're trying to learn with your friends. I think that's super important.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into it. Quick rundown on the boulders. We got crazy swing to triple 1, 2, 3 to technical top here. This one is some sort of like crazy jump into press in between these to a very spicy dual text finish that Marco's been adjusting. And then right around the ladder, Ollie set a crazy spin around. First boulder we're trying is Ollie's. I will admit I watched him do it on his Instagram, so I got a good idea for what the move is, but I've never done a move like this. So basically we got these two holds, pretty good foot, but it's very blocked. And then we gotta like spin around, oh my gosh. Be accurate with this foot, and then you've got the overhead press to lock you in if you need. Pretty much with like any boulder, I'm just gonna visualize what I'm gonna try to do. A couple times in my head, like with my eyes closed, and then do it once like in first person. So what it feels like to land on this foot and then bop bop with the hands. And that way, no matter if I do it or I don't do it, I have a good hypothesis for what I'm trying to do, and then I can learn much more from the attempt. Oh! I think I need to spin just more above this foot. A lot of the times, if it's a pretty complicated move that I have a couple different theories about, I'll try like my first gut feeling for how I think it'll go, and then try something completely different and just get both of those extremes kind of under my belt, and then from there try to dial it in to what the best combination is. Dude. Okay, not as smooth as Ollie, but it goes. That time I obviously slowed it down a lot, and then actually the difference was when I placed my left foot here, I tried to orient it a lot more turned in, so it would be easier to rotate all the way through. And then the top move isn't too crazy. The holds are like relatively forgiving, so you can kind of just drop. I'm just gonna repeat it so I like try and understand the move better. Oh! This goes for most moves, but that time I didn't try and fully stop on the double press, and it felt so much easier. Because if you can accurately hit the foot, basically if you can land in the end position, then you might as well arrive there quickly, and then that's just less taxing. Oh. we're gonna repeat it again and see if I can make it even smoother. Now I feel like my body kind of knows where that right foot is. So see how smoothly we can do that, and then how quickly we can just land into the press. Oh. Oh. That's crazy how, like you guys saw at the beginning, I was nowhere close, but in a matter of 5 or 6 attempts, you can get it so dialed. I would highly recommend repeating moves. All right, on to the next one. Another thing on all of these climbs is, even though they're really complicated moves with like 3 or 4 steps that I literally haven't ever tried before, like I haven't tried a triple clutch that looks exactly like that. They're all comprised of the same fundamental movements. So making time over the feet, making space from the wall, getting into the end position. So those 3 things in particular, Mark and I will try and touch on in the rest of this video. But it's really interesting to try and break a climb down into the smallest components and just focus on one tactic or fundamental technique for each attempt. That actually felt like a pretty solid first attempt. I just didn't make enough time over this hand, so you probably heard me and the rest of the Mind in Motion crew talk about making time over the feet, but making time over the hands or under the hands is just as important. For this move, this hold right here is kind of acting like a foot, even though my hand is on it, because as I get up over this hand, I want to be directly over this without any extra momentum going like way to the side or coming out from the wall. So this next attempt, I'm going to focus just on getting up over this, and then I'll try and use this just to stabilize and ideally not have a crazy amount of barn door to have to stop. And the top doesn't look too bad, just pinches. Okay, I'm thinking that second attempt I hit this pretty well, but this left hand is so far over that you're always gonna barn door a lot. So then I was thinking maybe I could put my palm here, but then I'm also thinking I've done a lot of leg exercises in the last couple months, and I could probably just jump all the way to this and hop the foot up. So that's what I tried once, and now this attempt, I'm gonna do it that way. Oh. Sick. On to the next project. All right, this one, I'm really trying to break it down into individual moves. So even though it doesn't finish till like way over there, I just want to be accurate and get to this first position. So by that I mean like over this foot to the left of this hold, right? I'm going to pull perpendicular at this one. So I have to be kind of below it and to the left. And then once I land here, before my whole body starts to like fall out like that, well, I'm going to generate into the wall so I have more time over this foot so my body doesn't generate like that. But then from here, then I can regenerate and quickly go bop bop and get to this next really good position because that thing's a jug and that's a good foot. And then the last move, I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, but basically just stay over the feet. Always just make time over the feet, space, time, position. And we'll go from there. Like it's good to analyze boulders, but sometimes for the very first attempt, like you can only focus on one thing per attempt. So like I said, I'm just focusing on this first position, and then I'll let my body do the rest from there, and then reevaluate if I need to do it again. Whoa! Oh no. actually. That's a proud flash. Sweet, I think obviously I'm gonna repeat it and see if I can do it smoother, but potentially pulling up more off this one instead of like shooting as far to the side will make both these holds slightly better. And then I'm gonna also see if I can really slow down in this position and then generate more smoothly. From a setting standpoint, what are you thinking about with this move?
As a taller climber, this is something I've been forced to learn a lot more because it's really easy for me to over jump on these two holds and lose out on a lot of time over the foot and on the wall. So from here, I'm really thinking about, like Ross was mentioning, getting into a good position here, making time up on the foot in order to end in just a better position.
Just for the sake of learning the most on these climbs, we're gonna try it without this middle one, which means we need to be even more square, I think, moving off of this. So I'm gonna try and hit this one and kind of like sink into it a bit more, and then maybe even like match, because I need to have my right hand on that one, I think. Or I think you could do it with both, but it seems much easier to have the right. Yeah, basically that means for dropping the right foot down a little bit, I think, and then being super quick with that movement. Whoa. That was close, that was close. I hit it way too high, but yeah, that goes. When we're trying really complicated moves like this, I really try and think about only one thing to change. Just giving your brain one task to execute well will make it a lot easier to kind of refine each attempt. I would much rather learn one very specific thing each attempt than sort of kind of learn 4 different things every attempt. This attempt, I'm just gonna hit this hold, and in the back of my mind, only once I've accurately hit this, I'm gonna think about really hiking that right foot up as quickly as possible to hit the volume. Watch your marker on that last attempt. I said try and like generate off this quicker. The rationale for that is by pulling off this quicker, you're not only staying closer to the wall, but you're also getting off this right foot quicker. So if you can just land and then hop just for a second on the right foot, then you're in a better position to kick your foot over. Like ideally, you would be hitting this right hand and the right foot at the same time, and then have like literally no momentum to stop, because again, like the end position on this third hold is to the left. It's just a little bit forgiving because it's like a decent hold. So the faster you can like generate off this right foot, the quicker you can like get into a better position. Dude, you would have done it like an hour ago if you had actual shoes on. Now, on to this crazy press that Marco set. couple good attempts on this one. Did it slightly easier variation with this blue crimp. And now we're gonna try and go out. So he just added another foot because this foot was super, super low. But basically press, and then generate with the left leg and try and kick up and then move the left hand from the palm to here, like left hand here, and then bring the right palm into that and then kick into like stem and then jump to a dual text and there's a little jib on the side. Kind of complicated. Okay, it's going down. That last attempt, my left hip was like coming into this and pushed me out from the wall. And then this next left hand is really bad. And you still need to be on the right. So I'm trying to like swing this hip out and around so I can get the height to get the foot here, but not push my hips out from the wall. Because ideally, you're still on the right side, like pushing into the face of this hold and then pulling with the direction of that hold. A little bit theoretical, but it's gonna go. The only thing that had texture was the side of my pinky. Everything else was just sliding around it.
It's good, you gotta stay right under it.
It's a good one.
A few things I was thinking about, or the team was thinking about while we were setting up this block. In general, just something you've been hearing a lot is making time over the feet. So creating a move that's based around like a foot position. I knew once this went up that we're gonna want them standing up over it, and I'm gonna want to reward climbers who stand over this foot for longer. So when I'm setting up a move like that, I really like to get them into a press because it comes down to you being able to evenly distribute the weight into both hands and essentially move into the wall. Again, making more time over the foot. I think like a theme for these moves, at least in my head, is like a puzzle piece move where your body is a piece in this puzzle, and if you don't put it into the perfect position by making time over the foot, you're gonna be really punished. And I'm sure Ross feels that through like how finicky the start can be. If I'm not really making time here and getting slotted into that kind of puzzle piece, then it's gonna be tricky.
That just takes coordinating a lot of different movements. So pulling in with your biceps here, swinging in with your hips here, and that starts from this right leg, like making space from the wall, and then generating in with this hip and like leg and quad here. And then for this next move, I haven't done it yet, but you really have to stay over here, but you need the left foot out there. So
yeah,
this next attempt, actually, I'm gonna try, instead of going for the foot, just try and get into here and here, and then allow myself to like swing a little bit more like naturally into the end position.
Just in general, building climbs that are rewarding climbers looking to get into good positions.
There goes. Oh. Whoa. False grip style.
That's so goddamn.
That was so sketchy, but so good.
That's so goddamn sketchy.
The difference that time was exactly what I said I was going to try, which I'm psyched about. Instead of generating to the left to get the leg, I just tried to generate up as much as possible. So I brought this palm down a little bit, and then once I was in this better position, I could kind of fall into the end position. And then the last move, like I was saying on the spin around climb, if you can do it quickly and still get into the same end position, then sometimes it's just, or a lot of the time it's actually just easier, because I can generate off this left hand and a better foot, and then kind of just plop. So ideally, I land there this time with slightly less momentum. sketchy. That time I missed the gym. Super quick outro, cause we gotta go. But thanks for watching. If you wanna see a bunch more boulders set by Marco and Ollie and Phoebe and the rest of the Mind of Motion crew, check out our Instagram. Do you like having the coaching kind of interrupted like we just did? Or would you rather have like just a 3-minute like crazy montage of climbing moves and then all the talking at the end? Yeah, I enjoy doing them both. So let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.